Welcome to Football-Oranje. Today we're going to talk about the Netherlands against England Nations League semi-final. It's a preview for the match. We're going to talk about the Netherlands' tactics, who's going to play, but the same for England too. And I'm here with Mike Bell, our website editor. And yeah, Mike, how are you? And are you looking forward to this semi-final?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's good to see Netherlands competing for a trophy. I think it's exciting to see how the squad does when the pressure's on in a semi-final. I know this semi-final, it doesn't really mean much because European Championship place isn't really at stake this year. They've decided not to have it. With this one, it's only really money that's up for grabs for the winner of this competition. But it's good to see that Netherlands are fighting for a trophy. I think it's going to be a good game on Thursday. Two even sides, I would say. Two sides that are young, hungry, and in good form. So I think it's going to be a cracker of a match.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how different this Netherlands side will be compared to the one that played England in a friendly about a year ago when they lost 1-0. And I just think it's going to be such a different feel to how the Netherlands play. The confidence will be a lot better, a lot stronger. Ronald Koeman's really had a great impact, I find. So let's talk about the lineup and who's going to start for the Netherlands. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? I don't think a lot's going to change from what we've seen before because Koeman likes his consistency, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's basically all he talks about in his press conferences when he gets asked about squad selection and why he's not picked this player. Is he's basically said all along that he wants to gel a team, he wants to gel a squad, have the same players in it so that they get used to playing with each other. So I think the starting lineup's going to be easily predictable from the past and previous games.
And who would that be then? Who would it still be a 4-3-3? And who would play in those positions?
Yeah, I think he'll definitely go with a 4-3-3. Jasper Cillesen's going to be number one goalkeeper. Um, Jeroen's it's not in the squad because his wife's given birth, so it basically means that Cillesen's the undisputed number one. Then you've got really a back four of Daley Blind at left back, Denzel Dumfries at right back, and Virgil van Dijk and De Ligt in the middle. You've got a midfield of Frankie de Jong, Ginny Wijnaldum, and possibly the only contentious spot is next to them, but I think you'll go with Martin de Roon. Add some extra defensive qualities to that midfield. I don't think he'll start with Donny van de Beek just yet. I think on the left wing you'll put Ryan Babel, right wing will be Steven Bergwijn, and then through the middle will be Memphis.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot like the lineup we've been getting used to. It's very consistent, staying the same. And that midfield trio though is probably the only thing that could change. There's talk after the Champions League final. In fact, there was talk before the Champions League final about what would happen with some of these Dutch players and English players that were playing in that match. And from a Dutch point of view, Virgil van Dijk started at centre back and Gini Wijnaldum started in attacking midfield. I think Van Dijk had a magnificent game in defence, but Wijnaldum was he looked fatigued. And is that the season taking hold of him? Because I'm starting to think that his position might be in danger of being taken by Donny van der Beek, who's been excellent with Ajax this season.
Yeah, I mean it's been a long season for Wijnaldum, but it's been an even longer season for Donny van de Beek. So Ajax started in the Champions League qualifiers. I think it was in June or July. Koeman's going to see how he does when he turns up at the squad on Monday. See if he's running on empty. But there's been a lot of people that said that they think that Wijnaldum had a great game. There's some people that said he was a bit less impactful. I mean, he came off after an hour. So I think that Koeman will want to start with him. I think he'll want to have a player that's playing with that sort of confidence. It's a winner. He's just coming off winning the Champions League. He's going to be full of confidence. He's got to be raring to go. But we'll see in the next few days of training. I think that Wijnaldum is in Koeman's starting lineup right now. But if Donny van de Beek starts, it is because Koeman's noticed that there's a problem with him.
For me, I think Van der Beek's he's aged like fine wine this season. He didn't play a lot of games at the start. He was managed really well throughout the season, and he became better and better towards the end of the season, especially in those Champions League matches. And I think Koeman would be wise actually to take Wijnaldum out of the side and play Van der Beek because I think he deserves that place first of all. He will get confidence from that. But also, yeah, I think Wijnaldum was a little bit ineffective in that Champions League final. I don't think he'll be the only one. From an English point of view, you've got Dele Alli, who normally starts for England in the midfield. Is it going to be the same sort of thing for him? Because I don't find that he had the best game either for England. And is that going to impact their side as well? Because they had a few players in the pitch that play for them. Harry Kane as well, for example. Henderson as well.
Yeah, I think Dele Alli. There's been a lot of critics of him this season. I don't think he's had a great campaign. I didn't really think he was that impactful against Ajax over the two legs. I know he got it basically the crucial assist in that last goal in Amsterdam and when he flicked on. But yeah, in my predicted England lineup, he wouldn't be in there. I don't think he's playing that well. I think that Gareth Southgate's got other options that would be better for him right now.
Yeah, how do you think England are going to line up? How can they counter what the Dutch can offer?
Yep. Well, I think that Southgate would probably go with a back five. He's been playing with that recently, and I think he'll stick with that. With Pickford in goal, that seems pretty straightforward. At right back, I'm quite glad of this. It seems that Kyle Walker is the first choice over Trent Alexander-Arnold at the moment. If I was a Holland player, I'd rather see Kyle Walker on the right wing than Trent Alexander-Arnold at the moment. It seems that Southgate likes Walker. I think that Chilwell might start on the left, then a back three of Michael Keane, John Stones, and Maguire in the middle, and then midfield. I'm not really sure how England are going to go. You usually have one sitting midfield and one more attacking. Does he go with say Henderson or Rice or Barkley, and then somebody like Ali or Lingard, who obviously scored the winner in Amsterdam for the middle? Then up front, you'd expect if Harry Kane is fit, he would start, and Jadon Sancho and Raheem Sterling, who is for me the key man on the wings. I think if your Netherlands player, the one that would worry the most is Raheem Sterling, and I think he's the best player for England at the moment.
Why do you think Southgate's going to go with this back five then? Because he's got plenty of attacking talent that can really cause the Netherlands some problems. But how does that back five help? Because at the end of the day, the three defenders have only got to mark Memphis Depay, haven't they?
Yeah, but I think it's all about forming a squad. It's like what Koeman did at the start. You want to see what the back five is, and then he's gone back to 4-3. He wants to stick with it. He wants to stick with a squad. If Southgate likes having a back five, you'll want to keep playing with it instead of chopping and changing all the time. Because if you're preparing for, say, European Championships later in this qualifying later in this year, and then the European Championships next year, you want a gel side and a way of playing. I don't think it's very wise just to go, oh, this game will play 5-3-2, this one 4-3-3 if he's trying to get that tournament quality. Back five worked for him during the Nations League in the group stages against Spain and Croatia, so I don't know why he would change it.
Yeah, that's true. I think we're going to see two teams that have really grown in the last couple of years because of the manager and the confidence that you can see in both the squads. Let's have a little think though now from an English defensive point of view. Who are you worried to face from the Dutch? Who's going to cause that big threat and the biggest goal scoring threat?
Well, it's Memphis Depay. When he puts on a Netherlands shirt, he's just a totally different player than we see at Lyon. He can be going through a difficult phase in France, but as soon as he comes into the Netherlands squad, he transforms, and through the middle he feels so at ease, and he's got really his friends around him. He's got, if Quincy Promes plays, them two get on really well. He gets on well with Wijnaldum. They seem to have a click from their days at PSV. Even Bergwijn, I think that front three, and with Wijnaldum behind him, I think they have a click. And I think that's going to be what's going to worry England the most going into this game.
How about Frenkie de Jong as well? Because we've talked about him quite a lot as a website. I think the media are quite onto him now as well with his rise to prominence in the Champions League. But I think towards the end of the season, he started to look really quite fatigued, having played a lot of games. How does Kimber manage that, and what kind of game can we expect from Frenkie de Jong? Is he going to be the controlling midfielder that we've come to expect now? Or is this a Frenkie de Jong that we saw perhaps right at the end of the season where he wasn't really grabbing a hold on games and he wasn't as influential in the midfield?
I'm not really sure about that because I think if you look at the Dutch Cup final, I think Frenkie de Jong was one of the best players on the pitch. You saw that run that got Ajax a penalty. That was fantastic. He definitely didn't look fatigued when he was skipping past 5 or 6 players. So I think we'll see that from the Netherlands. What he'll do is he'll pick up the ball deep. He'll try and race past players, open up that space. Because that's what he does so perfectly is he can beat one or two men. Then that gives somebody like Wijnaldum the space to move forward and get in and around the box around Memphis. So I think De Roon will be the defensive midfielder. He'll be mopping up at the back. And the tactic will basically be give the ball to Frenkie de Jong, let him take it past a few England players, open up the space, and then he'll try and thread a killer ball through for Memphis or Wijnaldum or Bergwijn on the wings, so the players that have a bit of pace. on the counter.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I think that's the way to go for the Netherlands. So we're sounding quite confident here, but do the Netherlands have a good chance of getting past England? I'd say it's pretty 50-50, wouldn't you?
Yep, I'd say it's a 50-50 game. I think that the worry for me is the pace of the England attack. That's what worries me a bit, especially somebody like Raheem Sterling, who's in such great form this season. Him up against Daley Blind be a mismatch, but we've said that all throughout the season, and Daley Blind's proved us wrong time and time again, like in the Champions League and for Netherlands. I think, yeah, England won the game last year, but that was the first game of Koeman's reign. He hasn't really gelled any, but since then, Netherlands have looked a totally different side. So I think they go into this game full of confidence and with an eager mentality to showcase themselves once again and win this trophy. I think we've seen in the interviews that Memphis has done with the media and a few of the other Netherlands players. They want to win this, and I think we'll see that on Thursday. I think they'll definitely be determined to make a mark.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think it's going to be a Netherlands win, do you?
I'm quietly confident. I think it's a lot closer than what maybe some English media will say. I think going into the game they'll be quite confident because they beat Holland last year that they're going to be the heavy favourites. But I think if Van Dijk can keep Sterling quiet, then Netherlands have a great chance. I think they'll hit them on a counter attack, and I think it might be 2-1 to Netherlands. I'd go with.
Fair enough. I think it's going to go down to the wire. I think we're going to see extra time, maybe even penalties. But it's in 1-1 at full time. But whoever knows after that. And I think it could be, as one of the main factors has been that the English players were more heavily involved in that Champions League final. And I think Wijnaldum's easily replaceable if he gets quite fatigued on the pitch. And but it could be the Dutch that win it over the whole 120 minutes if it gets to that. So yeah, I'm going to go 1-1 and maybe a late winner in extra time for the Dutch. So Mike, yeah, thanks for joining me. And is it going to be a cracking game, isn't it? Hopefully a lot better than the Champions League final.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I mean, just watching that is a bit of a dull one, and Ajax fans have been watching that with bitter regret because I think if they were in that final, it would have been a bit more exciting. I saw a few funny tweets asking, can we have a third place playoff between Barcelona and Ajax because it would have been a much better game. And yeah, I think if after all that, it's just a bit of a disappointment final. But you have to hold your hands up and say that Ajax had a great campaign. Nobody saw them get into the semi final, and congratulations to Van Dijk and Wijnaldum because at least two Dutchmen got their hands on the trophy.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, well done to Ajax as well, and hopefully them and the Netherlands having some success in this Nations League can really help the profile of Dutch football in general. I think it's just really going to help the whole picture of it. Well, yeah, thanks, Mike, and hopefully it's a very good semi-final.
Hopefully.